What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. For those that are joining us for the first time, I use this pre-market time, so we have about 9 minutes before pre-market hours. There's about 30 minutes usually that you can trade if you have access to it to trade during pre-market hours. And usually we utilize that time to, in a sense, analyze stocks that we're about to jump into. Right now, AMD is trending up from a huge dip that it had. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be answering a couple questions that you guys give out during this live stream, and that's really going to be just it. So hopefully we end up having some good picks, but I'm going to start scanning. We'll start looking through my watch list and seeing what pops up. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Alrighty, so AMD, what I was talking about AMD is I called it out during our pre-market. So we have the group TechBud Solutions during the pre-market movers. I called out the dip. It was quite a while ago. I'm here in San Sebastian, Spain, so it's 3:22 p.m. I called it out at about 10 a.m. ECYT, JNUG, and then AMD. It took a huge dip all the way down to 1327, ended up actually taking a dip all the way down to 1318. And it's usually these dips that we end up trying to find because at these dips, AMD does pretty well coming back up. And it had a previous support at about 1370. So 1370 being a previous support that it broke right before the market closed. That being, like we know, old supports become new resistance levels. Looks like now it's struggling to go above 1370. Usually during right as the market opens, AMD sees somewhat of a pullback, so we would expect somewhat of a pullback as the market opens. I traded at AMD yesterday as well. Didn't do anything crazy. It was almost just breaking even. Looks like right now during pre-market hours, I'm going to put my level 2 on so I could actually see. We have buyers at 1365, sellers at 13. So I'm going to continue looking. This is my watch list right here, and it's going based on volume. So AMD, IDXG saw a huge rise from 83 cents all the way to $1.10, and it's still trending up, but let's see, why would it do that? I want to see what you guys have to say. Oh, you guys are actually asking about IDXG. For those that are asking what platform I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. I talk about it in all my videos, and I made a video specifically talking about how you guys could gain access to this one for free. So it looks like IDXG took quite a big of a dip. So it's this huge drop that it had previously at $1.50 all the way down, and it had a support at 80 cents, so it didn't go below 80 cents. And then now it's trending back up. So this is a common trend that we see quite often. We call it gapping when it, in a sense, breaks a critical point. It looks like it broke above $1, and then that's what sent it spiking. But now it's below $1, so it's not really trending up much anymore. Let me see. So it looks like it has a support at 95 cents, resistance at $1. So there is about 8% or 5% profit margin. If you guys could see that it usually bounces and holds above 95 cents, has a resistance at $1. I'm going to wait till the market opens, because during the market open, we could either see a bunch of people start locking in profits and then the demand not be there and see a drop, or we could see the volume truly increase and then we could start seeing trending upwards. And like this could play out like similar stocks like what was it, like AVEO and MBRX that trended up and did very well. So we'll just follow up with this one, and I'm going to set my alert right here once it goes above. So it looks like AMD actually jumped right above 170. I just got the notification, so that's good. It's trending back up, so we have buyers at 1371, sellers at 1372. So if it continues this upward trend, then that's ideally what we want to see. But consistently, AMD within the past couple of days has been on a downward trend. So just know that this might be where it bounces at, since this is the biggest dip that it's had. And it looks like it might be bouncing back, but realistically, we wouldn't know until it starts holding above 1370, which is a critical point. UI. AUO looks like it's trending downwards now from this consistent upward trend that it's been having these past couple of days. During pre-market hours, it looks like it's down, and um, that's really just it. It looks like $5 was the resistance, so it was struggling to go break above $5, and now it's gonna see mostly a retraction, so a downward trend. DRYS sucks. Support at 2305. Why is that already there? Wow, that was a previous support at 13.23. I mean at $23. It's so funny that it's holding above that same exact support. It has gone lower to about 17 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's about 16.20. And it has this margin from like 17 to 23. I remember I called it out right before I had this huge spike. I called it out, but it has another support, like we know, it has like this margin from 1760 to about 23, and it has this margin from 23 to 28. So this could be potentially, if it has a decent bounce, a good margin to try to capitalize on. One that I personally traded yesterday that I see to be back at support. Its lowest point is $1.50 right now. It has a support at $1.52, resistance at 153, and I find this one pretty easy to manage in a sense. Right now, the current, well, I don't know why it's there, but it has an overall support at 150, so I would stop loss if it goes below 150. I'm going to try to get in around 151, and then sell around 155 to 156. But it did hit highs of 159 yesterday, so it's a quick in and out. It's one that I understand pretty well, and I know how to manage my risk on this one. So this is ECYT. FTR is one that we've been trading quite often. It trended back up to 120 yesterday from the bounce at 115 that we called out. Right as the market closed, it went to 115 again, and now it's trending back up. So it's just a consistent just trend that FTR and ECYT like experience. And again, I don't do anything special. If you guys don't see the value in this, please don't trade it. But it's just in a sense something that I've when I can't find anything that's like doing very well, I just kind of go to they're called like go-tos almost. And something that I understand pretty well. JNUG is one that I saw that had quite a big of a dip during aftermarket hours, but then during pre-market hours picked right back up and kind of went back to where it was. So I'm gonna put my alert to if it goes below this point again, that this could be a potentially good buy at a lower point. But AMD broke again, isn't holding well above 1370. Yeah, so it went back below. So I had a little bit of a drop, and it usually does this right before the market opens. We have 48 cents. Let me see what you guys have to say. HUSA. Volume is very low. It's below $1. Looks like it's trending back up. Does have a known resistance at around 80 cents to 75 cents, and it's hitting that resistance already. So we might be at the retraction or at the resistance already. But it looks like he has a support at 60 cents. So you're kind of getting in kind of late, and you're kind of hoping that it continues to rise. That's just my opinion. Give me one quick second. I'm going to put a limit order real quick. AMD. Wow. Yeah, AMD drop. AMD's having a pullback. Buyers at 152, so demand there. So IDXG broke again above 9. So IDXG is turned back up. This might be a good one that you can try to get in and out of. Let's see. It's just the volume is so low. Even right now that it's trending back up, it's just too high at the resistance. RSI is indicating that it's a little bit oversold. It has an overall resistance at 110, so that's nice. But until it really starts seeing a huge increase in volume, I don't see it to have really the potential to continue trending back up. Yeah, and then ECYT already bounced. Some of them order didn't get filled. I'm gonna put my alert if it goes below this. Volume is very low on ECYT as well, but we still have buyers at 152. AMD having a pullback, so experiencing just like we've seen it before. It usually has a pullback, and it's at 152. I'd expect it to try to hold like above 140 because that's really the initial bounce during market open, but during pre-market hours, it's gone below. So it's just been doing very bad. JNUG trending back up. Again, kind of just doing what I did yesterday, this margin of profit. Uh, from top to bottom resistance at just 2%. So that might be something like that, but it's already a little too high. So that has a support right here, about 1920. IDXG just had a pullback. Has a support resistance, so a margin of profit of about almost 2%. So for those that see value in that, AMD looks like it's holding above 150, so that's pretty solid. I'm gonna put my alert if it jumps below. IDXG back at support, but it has this really nice margin. Let's see. Green candlestick, 4% margin. Risks for support's about less than 1% if I stop loss if it goes below 95 cents. RSI is indicating that it's about 40 RSI, just one above 40. I want to see more of a sign of upward momentum, let's see. It's trending back up, break, all right, there we go. Pullback, coming back up. Ooh, 95. Let's see if it has a decent pullback. It's already trending up. Pullback isn't going that low though. Yeah, it's already breaking 98, 97. Sellers at 98. AMD broke below support. Let's see. So this is what I'm seeing here. I had a previous support here, previous resistance here. We're experiencing somewhat of a resistance that it previously experienced here at about 98 cents. So you guys could see it's struggling to go above it, but okay, pullback 97. back at 98. I'll have you guys on the live stream so you guys can. Wow, it's trending. It's gonna break. Just broke above it. All right. Removed my limit order. I was too late. I don't know if you guys saw when it took a dip. Right as it took a dip down to like 95.48, I just put in my limit order like right after, so I was a little too late. All right, let me continue going. It's already a little bit too high. Looks like the volume isn't really doing much for it, and it's struggling to go and hold above 98. So I'll continue moving on. Let's see what you guys have to say. CBI. Let's see. CBI 22. Why do you guys see value in this? It's already way overpriced, RSI. I think it's too overhyped in my opinion. Yeah, it's been doing really good for the past couple of days and it's trending up, but I just don't see any trends. And again, I appreciate you guys telling me what you guys are trading. But again, with one of our rules, like we never trade in what we don't see value in or can't manage the risk. It just looks too much of a momentum stock. I don't understand it. And again, I'm more of a technical trader, so I do apologize. Thank you again for letting me know. So I hope it works out for you guys, but I don't personally. See value in it. Let's see. This is confusing. I don't know if Adam Weber, are you talking about any is having a pullback? Because any is actually a stock. Too low of a cap stock for me, but I like it. It's up 34%, so I appreciate you guys letting me know. So hopefully this one played out well for you. I want to see how the members within TechBet Solutions are doing. Nice, Ryan calling one that has been seeing signs of upward momentum. Appreciate that. Cody's up 15%. Congrats, brother. David Beltran closed today with 1.3K in profits. Nice. $100 on any. 12%. Julian, what's going on, brother? Good job. This thing takes forever to load. Alrighty. Looks like you guys are doing pretty well. AMD, did it hold above? Broke below. Man, AMD's just been sucking. It looks like my, in a sense, prediction of it continuing to just see downward momentum is pretty valid, at least with the past couple of days, 3 days, it's been sucking. JNUG back, hit a resistance at 1340, 1350. Just now seeing a pullback. I have my alert set, so AVEO, this thing's coming back up. This thing is so frustrating. It had a huge pullback during market open. Now it's trending back up, but the volume is so low today that it's not even moving. Wow, what the heck? No, volume's extremely high. Looks like you had a pullback, but only to 210, and now it's trending back up. And from 210 to 220, that's already like almost 5%, yeah. PBR support at 780, resistance at 790. Too small of a profit margin. Resistance at 118, and it's trending right now 117, 118. Yeah, just moving way too slow. 153, holding all this thing is not moving at all. Buyer still at 152. My alert is set if it drops below 152. So I'm just gonna wait for a volume change. Goodness. Let's see. JNUG is back at support. No, looks like it still has more to make up. Why did I say that? AMD is bouncing back, so that's good. It's up about 1.3% since the bounce. AVEO is straight just killing it right now. IDXG broke below support, and it looks like it's at the second margin. It had a previous bounce, if you guys see right here during, this is aftermarket, or yeah, aftermarket, no, pre-market hours, since the dash line is right here. 93, and it's trending back up. It's a good thing we didn't buy in because we would have been down and I would have stop lossed out already. But it looks like it did have a bounce, and now because it broke below the previous support of 95, 95 will be now the new resistance. And let's see, it looks like it just hit 95. Will it break above it? So again, old supports become new resistance levels and pull back. Oh, broke right through. Okay. It's trending back up, so that's good for someone that caught it at the bounce. It's already up 2.73% from the bounce. JNUG is dropping like a rock. Just downward trend. I'm waiting for a solid bounce, so I'm looking for a bounce at around 1880 to hold above. So this is one I have my alerts on. I'll set another alert here. SPX. Trending up, 197, resistance at $2. Is now experiencing a pullback. It's up 64% based on what? Okay, so it looks like some news is now seeing a pullback. It looks like we caught it way too late though, or that I caught it way too late, or was at least alerted way too late. Volume again, it's just these huge pumps, man. It was ridiculous. Wow, it's having a huge pullback. This looks like a pump and dump. Does it have a support at 75? Looks like it's trying to hold above now 180. Nope. What the heck? Looks like it's trying to break. All right, broke. Back at the support at 75, broke that. Yeah, it's just on a downward trend. This might be a good one to try to catch a bounce at. So it looks like you had a previous resistance at 170. 170 might be a solid support. If we sell back at 180, that's about 5% profit from top to bottom. It's trending back up. This might be a quick in and out. Let's see. Wow, the thing's bouncing pretty quick. Again, resistance at 180, like we know, old supports become new resistance levels. ECYT broke below 151, 152. So it's back at 151. So let me try to see if I can get into that one. And again, if I get in at 151, CYT. And again, I'm using the Fidelity app to execute my trade, but I am using the TD Ameritrade app to analyze it. Give me 1 second. All right, looks like we have a couple sellers at 152, quite a bit actually. A couple buyers at 150, but it looks like the demand isn't really there. So seeing a pullback and still haven't gotten filled. And again, once I do get filled, I know that 150 is the overall support, so I'm going to have my stop loss there. So if it goes below 150, I'm going to stop loss out. So I know my margin for risk is about less than 1% on my position. And I'm going to go in with a little bit over $3,000. And I'm going to try to sell at 154 to 156 like I did yesterday. Just that I'm getting in at a better price if I get filled at 151. But oh man, all right. It's at 150. All right, stop loss set. I did get filled. It dropped down to 150. And it's done that before, but again, you just want to make sure you take your precaution. Again, if you guys don't understand my position on ECYT, please don't trade it. Don't ever trade based on anyone else's opinion, and don't ever, just make your decision on someone else's trade. I feel like I can manage my risk pretty well. Support's at 150, and it's had the support at 150 for 10 days plus, and it hasn't gone below 150. Doesn't mean that it won't go below 150. Heck no, it always can go, and that's why I have my stop loss. So in a sense, I'm managing my risk, but it does have a lot of potential, I believe personally, and again, just me, for it to continue trending back up. But again, we want to make sure that it continues showing signs of upward momentum before I continue to add more to my size. So buyers back again at 151, 52. That's good. Powers 151, 152. AMD back at third. Wow, holy moly, just dropping. IDXG just having a huge pullback. Bouncing now at 90. It looks like it's just on its way back down to 90, so this was all hype. JNUG dropping again, so this might be one that I might want to buy when it bounces here. If it does bounce there, and if it doesn't, then I'll just move on. Snapchat, finally it's back in. Looks like it's doing pretty well today. I'm gonna set my alert. So when it breaks above 152, that means that there'll be sellers at 153. So I want to be alerted, so I'll remove my stop loss from 150. And then I'll put my limit order at 155 just in case it has a sudden pop like it did yesterday. That was pretty cool that we were able to capture it. I usually don't capture since the volume is so low on ECYT. My trade on ECYT live. So I hope you guys, yeah, please do rate. Yeah. I don't know if you're saying nice man to me, but it looks like you guys are asking me to analyze rig. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to do that for you guys. Looks like it had a bounce, so that's really good during pre-market hours. Why is rigs valued so much? Oh no, it is. Yeah, is this the transaction? Okay. Let me see. I've traded this one before. Consistent downward trend. It looks like ever since the bounce at holding above 780, it's been trending back up. Had a nice little pullback during pre-market hours, and it's back. It's a little bit closer to resistance. RSI indicator showing that it's almost where you should be selling right now, according to its normal trend, right? Normal resistance. So it looks like it has a resistance at around 830 to 835. Right now it's hitting a slight resistance at 825, so it's experiencing somewhat of a little pullback. But that's amazing, right? As the market opened, it saw a nice little rise. It's up about 3% since market open. Not with the actual closing price, but actual from top to bottom. Yeah, and this all happened during market open. 802 to 825, 285%. That's great. But I would actually set my alert. this might actually be one that I might want to jump into again, but when it's down here. And that's just based on my opinion. I know that there is a resistance at 835 as well, and if it breaks above it, then I know it's trending up. So that would be a good indicator to be alerted if it goes above. It looks like it just broke above. Oh, sweet, 825. Yeah, it's trending up. Okay. Margin is too small to jump into it now for me, but for those that are in right now, congrats. Experience or expect a resistance at around 830. Where did AMD go? Holy moly, back at support. It's even lower than it was before. Oh, Jake Martin, within our pre-market, I'll shout you out. Just thank you for doing that. So he's alerting the team. AMD still dropping. Jake Martin, I appreciate that. AVEO on an upward trend. This by Austin. We'll see if that's actually true. But appreciate that. Yeah, we did get the alert that it dropped. Look at this RSI. It's indicating that it's oversold. But I mean, RSIs are good when it's trending up and you want to buy in at the bounce. But AMD, realistically, looking at it within the past 5 days, has just been consistently dropping, and that's why I'm not jumping back in at the moment. It looks like right there. Hey, YouTube. Let's see right to back at 151. It's still holding above 151, which is what I want. So that's good. Just that the volume is very low. Why did AMD get removed? That's weird. Let's see what else you guys have to say. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just don't understand AVO. It's just all momentum. And I want to give again a shout out to Connor. He's one of our breakout traders, so subscribe to him. I'm sure he's covering AVEO or some breakout stock. He's the one that usually goes live and covers these breakout stocks. I'm more of a technical trader, and again, I understood that 220 was a critical point, and it breaking it in a sense would lead to a volume spike, but it's just I don't understand why it's just continued trending up. I know it had some good news within the past couple of days, but this is just I would only expect this to see a downward trend, and it's only time until. Yeah, it's just huge pump. For those that are making money, congrats. Like, there's so much money to be made on. All right. Man, IDX, yeah, it's just straight on a downward trend. So remember that we called it out that it had a previous support at 83. Looks like it's just plummeted. So good thing we didn't jump into that one. And some people might ask, and if you guys saw, we've been doing very well. That scared me. I thought that was going to be my thing for ECYT. Some people might ask, well, like what is it? It's AVEO has been a stock that we've been like analyzing for a while. MBRX, I kind of actually want to see where MBRX is at. But it's been consistently just trending up. Like we've been capturing it when it's been doing everything, as in just from like the 96 all the way up to like the $2 mark. And there's been a lot of momentum traders within our group that have been doing very well. Why did I not feel the same about EDXG? The difference from IDXG and all these other stocks is that IDXG, if you're not familiar with it, it does have random spikes from time to time due to the volume, seeing very low amounts of volume once the market opens. A lot of people just start locking in profits, and then it just continues to, in a sense, go back to the support at about 80 cents. So if you guys can see, it does have like random little spikes to about $1. So 1, 2, 3, and that's just within the past, I think, 5 days that I chose. So 3 out of 5, it spiked back up to this $1 mark. But it doesn't hold very well, and it usually does these spikes during pre-market hours, which doesn't allow a lot of traders that hold this penny stock overnight, which is something that we don't even recommend, to capitalize and lock in profits. So volume is just very low. It just previous trends show that it doesn't hold very well, and AVEO and so AVEO and MBRX, I guess, are companies more based on news, which in a sense support this momentum. But eventually, I would see this hype to end up dying out, and then for it to start coming back down to a more like moderate price. So maybe still higher than what it used to trade at, but I don't see it continue just moving on up, because obviously the stock is always just going to continue moving on up. So AMD is now holding above $13, but I still don't think it's time to buy. Let's see what you guys have to say, and maybe I can end it with a couple questions, and then we'll leave it at that. HUSA, Robert's saying HUSA is my play. Look at the long chart. Oh, like I know HUSA has been doing really well within the past couple of days. Yeah, so from the bounce that it had at 57 cents all the way up to where it is now, it's just more at a resistance. So asking me now, like, oh, should I personally buy HUSA based on seeing that it has a resistance at 75? I would say no, because it's more at the resistance. RSI indicating it's more at the resistance, more as in it's overbought right now than oversold. So it's a better buy at 57.60 cents. And I don't hold penny stocks overnight, so that's more of your style. But in a sense, if you've been holding and it's been continuously just moving up, I would say, like, follow with the trailing stop loss just to lock in profits just in case there's a sudden dip. Because if you're able to buy in down here, great for you, because it's been trending up. But understand that it has a resistance in this area. So if the volume isn't really there, it's most likely not going to break through these resistance points. It has gone above this resistance before, but it looks like it's been on a downward trend ever since this huge spike that it had to $1 from 43 cents. Finally, JNUG is coming back down. Looks like it's riding right at my downward trend line. That's pretty funny. Snapchat coming back down also. It's seeing the pullback. Still holding above 151, but not moving much. So MSFT, I'll do that one for you. Just want to make sure I got it right. Well, and this is just my style of trading, especially when it comes to being exposed to a different stock. I've never seen or I've never traded MSFT, so Microsoft. But looking at it at a 180-day analysis, obviously this is not a penny stock. It looks like it's been on a consistent downward trend within the past about maybe 10 days. 5 days from its resistance at 71 cents. It's been on a downward trend. Does it mean that it's always going to continue its downward trend? Not necessarily, but look, during pre-market hours, I could see that it had a support at, it dipped all the way down to 68.50. So that's in a sense identified, or at least showing signs that it might continue to, in a sense, drop to 68.50. I want to look a little bit further back and see if, yeah, and it looks like that has been previous support. So It looks like it's bounced before at about 68.50 to $68 before, and then it trends back up. So you're in a sense, if it starts to trend back up, then you're in a sense capturing it at a solid support. Does it mean that it will trend back up? No. But for those that are jumping in or getting into like, investing in low cap stocks right away, or trying to get into like investing in the stock market, sometimes low cap stocks can be extremely difficult to manage your risk on just because they move so much. So what I mean is, like, let's say you were trading IDXG, since it's less than $1 and you bought in, let's say at like 95 cents, for you to cut your losses, you have to cut your losses like right away at like 1%, and you already lost 1%. Now let's say that you go to, uh, man. So now let's say you're going in Microsoft, but you get in right now at the current price that it's at like, 69. You get in, or 68.97. And you stop loss out here at like 68.50, which is the current support. If you guys see the amount of risk that you guys have, even from buying in right now, and it's just because of the dollar value, this stock being a little bit, in a sense, it costs more. It's not such a low cap stock. It doesn't move around as much, so it's easier to manage. It's easier to set up a plan. Okay, you can take a couple, in a sense, minutes to analyze. Okay, well, this is the support, this is the resistance. JNUG, all right, JNUG is trending down. So support, resistance. I can set up a plan that I'll buy in right now. I'll plan to sell at 71, and I'll stop loss here. And in a sense, your risk is less than 1%. Your profit again isn't much. It's about, what is this? So it looks like it is trending back up. It's at about like 3%. So that's in a sense something that you guys might want to get into before trading low cap stocks, just to get the fundamentals and the basics down on being able to plan out your trades, understanding where to buy, where to sell, how to cut losses, and do it with a stock that doesn't move so quickly. Yes, it is not going to bring like the huge profits that like AVEO or the 5 to 10, 20, 30% profits that all these other low stocks might bring. But you guys have to understand, there's no rush into it. You guys have to really understand the basics first. And when you guys get the ball rolling when understanding on how to actually trade, then you can move to lower cap stocks, just because they are a little bit more risky and they do move a little bit quicker. But again, it's like kind of like getting training wheels first for your bike, and then jumping in and taking them off and jumping into lower cap stocks. That's just something that I would recommend if you guys have the opportunity to do so. And it's just to risk less. Does that make sense? So I hope you guys understand that. And thank you for letting me know about Microsoft. Thank you. So AMD is actually bouncing. Wow, I've been live for quite a while. I usually don't go live for this long. Should I end my live here? Yeah, it's trending back up. It's bounced, it's up 1%, but again, it usually trends back down. It just hasn't been showing the volume to really come back up to its resistance. What I mean by that, it used to like bounce back up and continue to show signs of upward momentum. But the past couple of days, let me actually show you guys. Like, it has like solid drops and then just doesn't come back up to its previous resistance. And then it has like solid drops. It doesn't come back up to its previous resistance, and then just continues to show signs of a downward trend. So if it comes back up and it breaks above 1370, then that might be showing us something else, but it's just not coming back up, and that's not a good sign. ECYT still at 151 to 152, so not much volume there. We have a couple sellers at 152. If it ends up not moving much and it's here for more than like 30 minutes, I'll just probably have to try to sell at 152, or just sell at where I bought at 151. A lucky person I got in at 150. Very few people, I'm guessing. Yeah, not that few. JNUG. All right, so JNUG is trending back down. Let me see if you guys have any last minute questions. Did you learn from Timothy Sykes? I did not. No, I did not take any course or anything like that. I'm guessing DCTH is dead now. Let's see. At 19 cents, this thing was trending. What happened to all those that said that it was going to $1? Just huge gap down. I'm not gonna lie, like it made a lot of people a lot of money, but a lot of people, this is the biggest thing that, and this is probably what I'm gonna end it at. This was a perfect example of a stock that was being overhyped. And just a lot of traders, holding on to it, increasing its value, and you can see all these RSI indicators showing that it's overbought. I personally, one of the biggest things is, although yes, this does have a lot of margin for profit, especially with a lot of this momentum. All I ask you guys to do, and and I mean this just because I really want the best for you guys, is if you guys don't understand, like there's steps that you guys need to take when investing. And what I mean by that is if you're just getting into investing and you just got lucky with TCTH and you made like, there's people making like 30-40% profit, people that like doubled their account, and it was ridiculous. People making like $3,000 days within our group, that had like $3,000 in their account. So it was ridiculous on the amount of people that how much money they were making. And huge congrats to you. I just want you guys to understand that the stock market will not always be that way with you guys. You guys need to get into the habit of only investing in what you understand and only investing in what you can manage. The, and although it's very boring, although it kind of like gets rid of that get rich quick scheme that you guys might have, that mentality, I want you guys to understand that the best way to be successful in anything is to manage your risk and to identify is if it's worth the investment. If DCH, if you guys would tell me the reason I don't personally trade it right now is because it doesn't meet my criteria with the stock being below 50 cents. Based on my experience and the years that I've been trading, I don't do well with stocks less than 50 cents, so I just choose to not trade them. Am I missing on a lot of opportunity? Well, yes, but I'm also missing on opportunity elsewhere with stocks that are more than $100 that I don't personally trade because I don't see value in those either. Identify your niche, identify what you're good at, identify if you're a momentum, a technical, a swing trader, whatever it is that you guys are. Just get into the habit, regardless of what it is that you guys are doing. Get into the habit of understanding that you should never trade based on anyone else's opinion, no matter what it is that they're telling you. If you personally don't see value in it and you personally don't understand it, then why would you invest your hard-earned money, regardless if it's $1, regardless if it's $1,000 or $100,000, regardless of what it is. If you guys want to get into the habit of you know, just really taking this serious. And I'm 100% serious, guys. If like the people that are watching this right now, I really want you guys to understand, if you guys really want to make this a career, you guys have to understand what you're investing in. That you guys have to understand supports, resistance, and have a plan when trading. Even if you're not a technical trader like myself, that you have to understand support, resistance, and where you're going to stop loss out. You should at least get in the mentality of, overall, if you're trading a momentum stock, regardless of if you ask any true trader that makes like a living off of momentum trading, they'll always tell you what their max loss for the day is, meaning that regardless of where they're at for the day, if they hit a certain max loss, they will be done for the day. And a lot of people, especially when starting out, aren't that disciplined. They don't know when to cut their losses, they don't know when to give up on a stock, and they get emotional. And that's one of the biggest things. If you don't understand it and you're just jumping into it hoping for the best, this isn't going to be a market for you. This isn't going to be a market that you're going to capitalize on. Does that mean if you fail that you should give up? No, but you should learn from your best practices and you should learn from your mistakes. You should understand what you did wrong, write them down, and share them so you never have to repeat them again. It is a difficult market to succeed in, and I'm not trying to say that it's not, but I feel that people that are more disciplined, people that in a sense develop rules and stick to them, see what they do good, see what they do bad, and focus on long-term goals and just staying consistent, locking in profits when you're in the green. Me personally, you guys might be saying, well, I don't make the 20-30% all the other big traders are making. Yes, I understand that. Day trading isn't my only source of income, but I can tell you in the long run, with me locking in my consistent 2 to 5% profit every single time I trade, it ends up adding up. And that's the whole thing. I keep my losses small and I keep my profits bigger, and I keep locking them in. That's something that in a sense has assisted me. And if you guys know anything about the power of compounding interest, you know how much that can actually add up to. And that's all I'm going to leave you guys with. I want to just make sure that I guide you guys in the right direction, especially because I have a lot of new traders that end up joining TechBud Solutions, and I just want to make sure that you guys are not misguided or in a sense given that misunderstanding that this is something super easy that you get lucky on. If it was so lucky, then everyone would be doing it, and it's as simple as that. It's those that are disciplined, those that, in a sense, focus on what they do well, and just try to capitalize on what it is that they do well. And that's really just it, guys. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of time, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. I did want to leave this video by saying that today's helpful video, I'll try to have it live for you guys. I'm still in Spain, but I already filmed it and all. I'm going to have this video live. It's one that's been highly requested. It doesn't have to do anything with penny stocks. It has to do with real estate investing, and it talks about my experience on when I was 20 years old, how I bought my first property, my first house, pretty much. I talk about my own experience, something that I think people can actually learn from, and it doesn't mean that you have to be, 20 years old. It could be you're 30, 50, whatever the age is. It's just talking about how I did it, and I didn't do anything special. I wasn't making any enormous amount of money, and I really think this is just going to be a very transparent video that talks about how if anyone, like, in a sense, labels me as anything, I really think the best way they can label me as is not anyone that's super smart, anyone that does anything crazy, but I do what I'm supposed to do, and it's just how to, make the most out of the money you make. And that's really just all I did at that age. All I did was work, and you guys will see the video. I don't want to bore you guys, but it's about a 13 to 15 minute video. So if you guys have 13 to 15 minutes later tonight, and it's going to be around 5:30 Mountain Standard Time, PM. So feel free to watch out for that one. And I think you guys will really enjoy that video, especially for those that are, in a sense, trying to work towards a goal. I think that will give you really good insight on and something that you guys should actually work towards. So that's really just it. Thank you guys all for your motivation. No, you guys don't have to say anything bad about other traders. I'm just reading all your guys' comments. So you guys are saying, like, Ricky is lit. Okay, Ricky's a gangster. Rick's time. And then you guys said something about another trader. I, in a sense, don't want to subjugate anyone, and I want to make sure that, in a sense, TechBot Solutions is a very welcoming environment, and we encourage traders to always, do better. And that's all I ask for you guys. So this isn't me to tell you that I'm better than you or you're better than me. I'm here to share what I do bad, or what I've made mistakes on, what I do good, and for you guys to do the same. So we, just grow as a community. So I hope you guys see value in that. Again, the link is provided for you guys down below. And that's really just it. I didn't understand that. So Sarla TV is like, Rick is not even trading. He's just doing a video like, I'm paid already, sitting in Spain, about to visit. And I don't understand that. And then Zen says, please do this every day. Learn to love to learn, study previous videos. Keep it all. Self-sufficiency is the goal, and consistent profits. I appreciate that. You guys are so crazy. I hope one day I get the blessing to meet each and every one of you guys. But none of my alerts for ECYT, which is the position that I'm in right now, have gone off. There's still buyers at 151, sellers at 152. So that's really just it. And that's it, guys. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you guys can like and subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you guys aren't a part of TechBot Solutions, the link is provided for you down below. So you guys can be a part of our amazing community. Again, you just have to have a Facebook account, and then you can ask to join our Facebook group. That's all. It's free. And then on the top pinned post, you will have access to the group chats that all the 25,000 members are talking to one another. So thank you guys for everything that you guys do. Continue learning, continue sharing, and continue making money, right? So, but honestly, that's really just it. This is probably, like, the funnest time that I get to have within my time here. I'm really excited to go back to Arizona. I really miss Canes. But yeah, thank you guys again. So David Beltran says, if you're ever in Miami, let me know. A lot of people have actually hit me up from Miami asking if we can do a meetup there. So I've never been there. That'd actually be pretty cool to end up visiting. So I'll end it right there. I'm sorry, guys, for taking so much of your guys' time. Hope you guys have an amazing day. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys.